Directed by Shinichiro Ueda and adapted from a play by Roichi Wada, things go badly for a hack director and a film crew shooting a low-budget zombie movie in an abandoned World War II Japanese facility when they are attacked by real zombies. Hey there, creepy peeps. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome back. If you're returning, hi, I love you. Today, finally, I'm going to be talking about One Cut of the Dead. I've been wanting to see this movie for what feels like forever now. I feel like it's sporadically been in the horror movie news sphere. And I was trying to find this story, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm just thinking of a different movie, but I could have sworn there was some news story going on about this movie, about it being like illegally released on Amazon for free or something like that, and it wasn't supposed to be. For, I don't know, it was like a day or two or something, it was available and people were watching it for free, and then it got pulled. I don't know if I'm thinking of another movie, but I could have sworn it was this movie, and I can't remember how long ago it was, and I was trying to find that story again and I just could not. So it makes me think maybe I'm confused, but maybe one of you guys out there can corroborate my story here. I've seen news about this movie for a couple of months now, so I've been really excited to see it, especially because of the whole idea of no cuts, one take sort of thing. I love that idea of like advertising a movie as like, there's no cuts in this movie, we're doing it in one take. It's such an interesting concept to me. It just seems so weird because like editing already just by itself is definitely an unseen art unless they intend for you to notice the cuts, like montage style or something like that. Or they're done really poorly, like a scene lasts for way too long, stuff like that. Editing is something that we don't really notice as casual viewers, like unless, like, you know, like when you go and sit down and watch a movie, most people, I would reckon a guess at like 99.9% of people are not sitting there and counting every single cut they see in a movie. Your brain just kind of already doesn't notice that, and for the most part, again, unless it's an intentional editing choice, most movies are edited for like continuity and time and things like that, so your brain kind of just makes the jumps with the cuts. Does that make sense? Every time a movie like this comes along, it's advertised that's like, it's one cut, no takes. The last one I remember, like most recent one I remember, was Silent House from 2012. That was a part of the marketing campaign that's saying like this was going to be in one take. This entire feature-length movie was gonna have no cuts, one take. I just find it funny that because editing is largely an unseen art, every time there's a movie that comes along with no editing in it, no cuts, it's like it becomes the forefront. It's like when it's there, we don't notice it. When it's not there, it's like, oh my God, look at this, there's no editing. Okay, get on with the review, Vicky. I love the way this movie was set up. Just to put it out there, the entire movie is not done in one take. It's really divided into 3 parts, and I think it's really clever the way it was stitched together. So the first third of the movie is the zombie One Cut of the Dead. It's the zombie movie with no cuts. So the whole first third of the movie, there's no editing. It's all one take. And so we're seeing it play out as the audience would. So we're seeing it with one take, and there's a lot of like weird things going on, like a camera gets set down and for way too long, and you're kind of curious as to like why that's happening. There's a couple of times where the actors look like they're improvising strangely, or they don't really know what to do next, or times where a shot just gets held for way too long and you're wondering why we're here for so long. And the second third of the movie jumps way back in time to where our hack director that I mentioned in the summary is being propositioned by this company. They want to start a zombie channel, and the premiere of this zombie channel is going to be a live broadcast zombie movie with no cuts. And so the director eventually takes the role, takes the helm of this, and we get to see how, like, we get to see all the actors that get cast for the role and how they rehearse and get ready to do a one-take live broadcast thing. And the last third of the film is the movie again, but now we're seeing it from behind the scenes. So we're seeing all the chaos that happens behind the camera. And now all of a sudden all of those weird things make sense because of course mishaps happen, but it's live and they can't stop. So they got to keep going. So now all of a sudden all those weird things that we noticed in the first third of the movie now make sense. And to me, I thought this was hilarious. The humor got me right in the funny bone. Humor is just as subjective as horror, so you know, just because I find it funny doesn't mean you're necessarily gonna find it funny. I thought it was hilarious. I loved the humor in it. I thought it was really entertaining. I thought it was clever the way the story was set up and how they presented it. All the credit in the world to anybody involved in this movie, cast and crew, because even though they just did the first third of the movie with no editing cuts, that's still got to be a pain in the ass because of, like, obviously there will be like certain mistakes that maybe you kind of just roll with and keep going, but you know, if you make a really bad mistake, you got to stop and do that all over again from the beginning. So even just doing a third of the movie that way has got to be really difficult. So mad props to the cast and crew of this movie. Overall, this movie is fun, it's funny, it's clever. I thought it was great. An easy decision to add this to my collection as soon as I can get my hands on a physical copy. It's being added to my collection. I loved it. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 7.7 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 100% critic score, and that is out of 72 reviews, just for context. And it has an 84% audience score. On Letterboxd, it has a solid 4 out of 5. Seems like most of you guys that have seen it really liked it also. So if you've seen One Cut of the Dead, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. As always, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you can ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time I post a video, even though it rarely works. Sorry, I have no control over it. That's all YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye! This video is brought to you by all these lovely creepy patron peeps that you see listed here. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep yourself, you can check out that link in the description. There's a whole bunch of fun links in the description, so you can follow me on all my social media, Goodreads, Letterboxd, all that good stuff. So make sure you check out the description box. Thanks for watching. I love you. Bye.